Early in the morning of Sunday, May 12th, 2024, I was on the southbound Silver Star when, as you can see, I was awoken to a train with no air conditioning or electricity. Something had clearly gone wrong. Looking outside, I noted a locomotive, which at first appeared to just simply be stalled. Initially, I thought that this was one of our engines simply having failed, for whatever reason along the line. After consulting my cell phone, I found that we had stopped someplace in South Carolina at what appeared to be a wood products company. However, upon closer inspection, it became very clear something completely different had happened. Finally, after getting a better look at the nose of ACL 42-345, and of course hearing all the talking going around my roomette at the time, I was able to piece together what had happened. The southbound Silver Star, which was en route to Florida, had apparently run into a tree. 345 had been the lead locomotive for that train. Obviously, after striking the tree and doing serious damage to the nose, and we'll see more of this later, it was made pretty much unsafe to continue its trip. As the point locomotive, and so the locomotive was put in the siding of this particular wood products company and basically left there for us to pick up and take back to Washington, D.C. For those of you not familiar, because it's one of the stub-end facilities for diesel operations, Washington, D.C. has a diesel facility that would be in the best position to repair this locomotive. Or if not, they could then send the unit out to Beech Grove to be repaired and or have more major repairs done on it. The whole situation took a few hours to resolve. Again, we stopped sometime before 6 a.m., but didn't get going again until sometime after 7. It wasn't until our arrival in Washington, D.C., when the true extent of the damage inflicted upon Unit Number 345 became very apparent.
How'd that happen?
It happens. Trees, limbs fall in the middle of the night. You're going 60 miles per hour. You can't do anything about it. You just hit it.
But no one got hurt?
Apparently not, from what I can tell.
What did they do? They left the train on like the side of the track?
Yeah, they left the locomotive there because
Yeah.
because it wasn't safe to drive it. This was on the point, so they couldn't use this to drive it anymore.
Right.
As you see, it's facing the wrong way. So they just left it for us. They ditched this and they took the second locomotive and let it drag into the next station, from what I understand. So now we're dragging this over here where they can fix it because there's a locomotive facility here.
And yes, in case you're wondering, that is in fact the ladder that's supposed to allow for access to the locomotive. As we can see, it's twisted completely out of proportions.
There it goes.
Here's a good shot of the, quote, nose job, if you will, the locomotive suffered. As you see, the windshield is broken but not completely shattered. That is to say, the safety glass kept the glass pieces in place. We also see that one of the windshield wipers is ripped clear off one of the arms. We also note the remnant of a tree branch lodged between the glass and the frame itself. Needless to say, this whole incident would affect our arrival in New York City, but to far worse proportions than anyone could have possibly expected. The train was already down about an hour from departure, as it was late arriving into Orlando when it picked me up due to mechanical issues. It was then delayed roughly 2 hours at the whole incident site, where we picked the locomotive up. And the final cherry on top was that the switch to the electric locomotive took more than double the normal time it usually would. Roughly over 2 hours. The end result, the train, which was supposed to have arrived around 7:10 in New York City, didn't get there until about 10 o'clock.
Here, bent the steps right here. This is supposed to be straight. It's bent. Wow. Oh, there it goes.